It's Simsational TV.
Welcome viewers to round 3 of the Big Bangers on the Gold Coast Street Circuit, where the sun's hot, the walls are hard, and the driving occasionally, it's questionable. This place is tighter than a jar lid after leg day, and I'm telling you, there's concrete everywhere, a runoff nowhere, and patience, well, that usually disappears by turn 2. These street circuits don't forgive mistakes, they broadcast them loudly and in 4K today. One wrong move here and you're parked up quicker than an outside ute on the servo at a Friday night special. And the Big Bangers, well, they're about as subtle as a brick through a window. Big engines, big attitude, braking distances that feel more like suggestions than instructions, and they slide, they bump, and sometimes they behave, but they do not count on it. Over here, overtaking takes guts, and occasionally a bit of blind optimism. Someone's going to send it in where they probably shouldn't. Someone's going to get turned around, and someone is definitely going to claim, well, he just appeared out of nowhere. Round 3 is where the championship starts to get spicy. The tempers warm up, the margins tighten, and excuses get more creative by the lap. This is Big Bangers, rough, loud, and just a little bit unhinged, live from the Gold Coast Street Circuit, and it's kicking off live here on your home of sim racing, motorsport, broadcasting, Simsational TV. Oh, yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Tax dodgers and ATO fiends. It is your commentary specialist here, Zach O'Reilly, and host tonight for the Big Bangers. Myself in the box with Christopher Munro, approaching in the next 20 or so minutes after working his rectum off all day here today. We are live here from the Gold Coast Street Circuit, and qualifying has just started to kick off, so we're going to get right into it here and show you exactly where we are tonight. We are at Surfers Paradise Street Circuit, the old Gold Coast 500, but here tonight it is a 2-race special. It was modified late in 1990, this circuit, to include, which is now known as the first chicane, due to concerns that the speeds reached down the southern and northern parts of the circuit were too high for the old runoff provided. The preliminary work was carried out in 1988, and the circuit was opened on March the 15th, 1991 for the Gold Coast IndyCar Grand Prix. And this circuit does not let you breathe for one moment. 15 turns and 2.9 kilometres is where we are at. The championship is starting to heat up here, ladies and gentlemen. It is round 3 of this season, and it's Fabian Fitness and Lee Crowther equal first over the point structure, fighting for over 162. Who are they going to get in front tonight? Is it going to be Fabian? Is it going to be Lee? We'll find out. Andrew Ferguson is hot on his heels. Dean Hanley also very, very close. 2 points separated. In fact, 6 points is separating the top 4 over the championship. Lachlan Grant, McFadden, O'Brien all in your top 7, with Cook, Sadler, and Derek Whistler in the 10. Then it's Wallace, Holyoke, Mark C, Rob Priest, the old Dirty Sanchez there in 15, Captain Kirk, Doc Elliott, Dion Clerk, the old horny man himself, Thomas, and then you got Steve Harrison rounding out your top 20 in the championship. But it is qualifying now, and that means one thing, ladies and gentlemen: we need to get into it. So why don't we just settle in and get on with it? Because boy, oh boy, is this man here on the charge tonight, Fabian Fitness, settling in beautifully here to a qualifying server and session, setting the fastest qualifying time so far. And look at them dance over those curbs, ladies and gentlemen. That is just a sight to see. I can give you the hot tip. Lachlan Grant is 2 tenths away, hot on his heels as well. So not the old easiest way for Mr. Fabian Fitness to get his work cut out for him so far. You can see Lachlan Grant just now dancing this VK right through the back end of this circuit. An unbelievable place to race, and the car behaviour here tonight is going to be absolutely off its ringer. I can give you the hot tip. Good evening to everyone out there in YouTube land and out there on the multi-streams as well. Great to have you with us here for this session, and I'm looking forward to it out there for sure. And with all of this action going on here, we just got to remind ourselves about how these Gen 3 supercars go around here versus what these old bigger boyos go through. It is like literally a modern machine and then it's just fighting it out against the rear walls and the rear of your mirror there as well, versus just coasting across and hopefully you don't die in it. That's exactly what we're seeing, and we're seeing a couple of cars already start to get a little bit feisty under the collar here. Dean Hanley's one of them. He's put in 450 odd laps for practice this fortnight, and he's sitting there in 6th with a 117, what is that, 117.9 about there as well. 959 was his best, so he's got to get on the gallop here with under 9 minutes left in qualifying. Then it's going to be this man here, the haircut Brody Barber, racing us around, and why not? Let's just jump on board with him, I reckon. This guy's going to get the honours here. This is going to be a lap here of Gold Coast Street Circuit. Beautiful place to be. Sunny as always. Look at the palm trees out there. All of the 10 out of 10s there in the stands as well. But Brody Barber's about to start his hot lap and go for it. Raging down the front straightaway we go here. Underneath the overpass for the Gold Coast 500. Brake just before the 200 metre board. Get it over that curb and then fire it over the other one. Try not to hit that outside wall there. It will be the death of you. Then it's a heavy braking zone into turn 3. A left-hand kink. And there's a beautiful bit of tarmac there if you get it right and out the other side. And you can power it right down this straightaway where you start to breathe a little bit. You just get a little bit angsty underneath the old throttle pedal and the steering wheel because you know what's about to approach here. Slap it into second gear, over the first curb, second curb, third curb he goes, slaps it across, and holy moly, is that a sideways moment there for the haircut. Brody Barber survives it though. Little kink to the right here, out into the next to the couple of staircase sections, very reminiscent of the old Adelaide Street Circuit there too. You just have to get out of the way of that car. Gets tagged as well there too. They're fighting and qualifying. That is ridiculous. Get right out of the way. Haircut's time has just been absolutely launched. But anyway, out the other side, right-hander, very patient into there. Then it's the final hairpin. We can see who is the man or the child here tonight through this section. You just got to get it tight there. And out the other side, they go and whappy-do. Straight on the throttle. Try not to get it pulled up too much. And Brody Barber did take us around a lap there, but exited early because he got impeded in there. The stewards have something to say about that. I can give you the hot tip. Andrew Ferguson topped the timing charts in practice, just as we saw before, and is still sitting around a good 7/10 of where Fabian Fitness is right now on the circuit with a 16.9 is the time to beat. Grant has come a little bit closer to that with the 10th now. The difference between himself and the Birdman, Lee Crowther, has also entered the chat too. He's only 29 hundredths of a second away from Lachlan Grant's time, so this man needs to get on the charge and get out there. It's currently 2 Holdens in the top 3. The Blue Oval's going to be there tonight. We'll find out very, very shortly indeed as they file their way around. 6 minutes and a half and change left to go in this session. Let's go have a look at Doc Elliott here today. This man has just been changing cars like no fashion. Now he's in the Brock Commodore. And I'm telling you, this man knows exactly how to go around a circuit. He always loves to have the headlights on, and that is just commitment sending. See you later for Doc Elliott. He won't be forgotten about right there, because if you see a car sideways right at that point at the chicane, you are absolutely dead set pooing your dacks. And that is what Doc Elliott is doing himself. He'll flick spin it around and go for it just in time to get out of the way. But caught in 4K is a big man, and he's lost it. Now we've got Liam Holyoke here, one of the Rangiart team drivers as well, as Fabian has just crossed the line and gone whooshka with a 16.6. Gonna have to cross off the old man himself there, Holyoke, because this man is on an absolute charge here tonight. Look at him slide the thing in there, full commitment, but he had to check himself up at the final turn of the first chicane section there. Onto the back chicane we go now, but that is a quick time there for Mr. Fabian Fitness here tonight. Captain Kirk also not going too slowly here as well. Half a second away now from the top with 5.5 minutes to go in this one. He's doing a good job here now. He's just no practice, no worries. He started practicing on Friday, I'm pretty sure, as well, around here. So in the old sim racing department, that is pretty neat for him to be inside the top 5 at least. Beautiful showing here from the captain. Then we've got Tommy Hornby here as well, doing a great job for himself as well. He's just entered the championship this season, ladies and gentlemen, and just said, you know what, I'm going to come in and I'll give you guys a good old run for your money. And he has. All the regulars are behind him. Whistler, Barber, Elliott, Grant, McFadden, Holyoke, Cook, Cowie. They're all regulars around here, and this guy's just come out of nowhere. Can he replicate that into a qualifying, a racing specialist tonight as well as a qualifying? We'll find out very, very shortly indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on out there? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have a look and see what you boys are saying. quickly as well. So look out. Are there going to be fine art tonight here on the circuit, or are we just going to see carnage left, right and centre? We'll find out very shortly. But good to have you both in the chat here tonight, and all of our viewers out there too. Kirk has just put it into the pit, so he's done for now. 4 minutes left to go here in this qualifying session, and it is the Birdman in third place. Then you've got Lachlan Grant there in second as well, so he's just about to start another lap here. Green in the second sector too, so a really good showing from him so far, and he's just had a PB as well, 16.8 to go within 0.2 of a second now of Fabian Fitness. Beautiful racecraft there, and slaps it into the wall for good measure for Lachlan Grant, but that was a stonker of a lap. Came out balls and guns blazing there for that one. Keeping Fabian honest is a good thing to do here at the moment. What is Doc Elliott doing here? He's in the pits. He's out for now. Derek Whistler in this beautiful looking livery. The old S-Pac Falcon inspired with a very, very nice Whistling Drums Racing sponsorship on the front. That is a really cool looking car. Full sentiment to the era that these cars were built in as well. And if you got one looking like that back in the day in street form, oh boy, would you be popular with the opposite chromosomes there? I can give you the hot tip. You're driving them down Chapel Street and down to Fortitude Valley, I reckon, Queensland, Victoria style, you would be a very, very popular man. But that is a good one. He's inside the top 10 is the Whistler, as we like to go before we call him. He's out there as well. Shawnee Doyle, watch it in. Good to see you, Shawnee. Absolute fantastic to have you here. Should get yourself involved. We just had an absolute massive shunterino there. Goodness me. But the chef man, he's not doing that. He's getting held up at the moment. So is Fabian Fitness there too from the big fellas there. But now we've got Hornby on another lap. He's just started one here. How can he navigate through the chicanes? Pretty nice and cool, calm and collected there for the big man. Nearly comes out the other side. We'll watch the timing towers to see what he can do as well as we get into the final dying moments of this qualifying session. 2 minutes and 20 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's getting spicy out there. Fergo, 9/10 away, not being able to perform. 18.4 was his last lap here. Something has happened to the big man between now and the old practice session that just ticked over, because geez Louise, he was very, very quick. He was doing 16 somethings out there. That is for true. Unbelievable stuff. But 2 minutes to go. Dying moments. Now it's up to the couple of the guys out there to get themselves into it. Dean Handley's one. He needs to get into the 16s, or there's low 17s at least here at the moment to be half competitive tonight. He's usually a good racer, but we'll see where he is going to go, because the haircut's gone even faster than him as Brody Barber. A 17.841 is his PB. That is a good stanza there from him. Doc Elliott's injected himself inside the top 10 as well, so he's doing a great job here. The chef man in 12th, trying to get his way through the first chicane there on his last lap, possibly. Oh no, disaster for the big man. If he gets around now, he won't. Just in time. I think he might be able to get around, in fact, with a minute 16 to go, already coming into turn 3. Might just get there for one last crack. Holyoke now rounding the first chicane section here of the circuit. This is going to be interesting. That's Fabian right there in front. Can this man get through there pretty cleanly and tidily? He can't there. All four wheels and axles out of the car, projected. Literally like a big old missile out there. That's going to invalidate his lap. Is Lachlan Grant going to go for a last fly? I think he is here. He's timed this beautifully, has Lachlan Grant. This is now his opportunity to take it off Fabian Fitness. 1.7 tenths away from that. He's got some cars in front that have just come out right now, but they need to give way to him because he's on a flyer. If he hasn't stuffed it up out of there, he hasn't done so far. Into turn 3 we go. Gets it nicely tidily in there, out the other side. Just a little bit of oversteer on entrance and exit, but he's navigated that beautifully now. Coming into the chicane section, he's given the old flash of the lights to that car in front, who is just holding up everyone here at the moment. But at the moment, he's trying to get through pretty quickly and smartly. He's going to get held up here. Oh my goodness me. Again, for the number 35 Commodore. That is an absolute P155 take for Jed Boak, and he's taken out 3 or 5 other drivers in that. The stewards are not going to be happy. Has Fabian on a charge here. Lachlan Grant's just been utilised a position out of the race for this one. He's going to go for one more. Fabian could extend this one out of everyone in front of him and make it very, very tough for them. What can the Birdman do? Sector 2 was a green one. Nothing alight in the first sector, but we're coming out here to sector 3. Can he get there? It's a minute 14, minute 15. He's going to do a 17 something. It's a 17.029. That is his personal best, and he is now within 3 tenths. But look at that man. Captain Kirk ends the qualifying session with a bang. Only 1/69 of a tenth away. from Lachlan Grant there. He has jumped him. Grant will be dirty about that for sure from Boak, who absolutely held him up on that qualifying lap there too, and he's lost a position out of it. Birdman's going to get 4th. He settled for that. Fergo's put it in the pits for 5th. 6th for Dean Hanley. 7th for Brody Barber. Remo Grun in 8th, crossing the finish line. The Whistler has come through with a 5th place there, 17.5. That the dying moments has taken over that position. So Fergo and Hanley have been relegated. Remo Grund in 9th, and Tommy Hornby already put it back to the pits for 10th. The chef will be happy with 11th there, but it is very, very tight at that top of the timing tower. Only 2/10 separates Lachlan Grant, Fabian Fitness, and Will Kirk collectively. A lovely, lovely showing from them, but this man will take first blood here in the racing event tonight. 20-minute sprint coming your way. And I'll tell you, give you the hot tip, with this man out in front, if he gets it pretty much cleanly and safely onto the front row and out the other side into the first chicane out and gone by turn 3, it could be good night Irene for the rest of them. But we're yet to find that out, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what we're going to do. Strap yourselves in. Go get those last condiment refills done, won and run. And we will be back here at Simsational TV for race 1 coming up very shortly after a quick word from our sponsors.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams, and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action, and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with Wicked Audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort, and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt, or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
And expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Real Stand. Oh yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this beautiful scene that we have here in the old Fair Dinkum department. And it is with pleasure, jumping the gun and coming in, I announce that Lindsay Muddle is right here next to us in the chat. Hello, Lindsay Muddle. How are you this evening?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, Zach, and I'll tell you what, the big bangers at the Gold Coast, what a combination that is. I imagine they've been hopping over the curbs very, very nicely, and I'm sure it's a good race ahead of us.
Oh, it's going to be a brilliant one. Yes, they have been hopping over. We had some people dead set hold people up in qualifying as well, which changed the outcome of where they sit on the grid, Lindsay. So there's already been some controversy, as I would like to say, but here it is going to be a belter. Fabian Fitness will start off P1. Kirk and Grant off 2 and 3. Then Crowther off 4th with the Whistler, Fergo, Hanley, Barber, Grand and Hornby rounding out the top 10. And these boyos are settled in for the 20-minute coming our way here, Lindsay. Get your prediction in, by the way. Who you think is going to take the chockies?
Look, as someone who's gone toe-to-toe with Fabian probably more often than I'd care to admit when I do end up out there on the grid, he seems to pit me every single time. So I find it hard to bet against him, but then I've also seen some good form out of the captain. So you know what? I'm going to go against my gut, and I'm going to say Will Kirk.
Captain Kirk's in there for Lindsay Muddle. Ladies and gentlemen, get your predictions in the chat as well out there. Who do you think is going to take this one for this race 1 event coming our way? It's a sprint. 20 minutes, no pit stops, no compound changes, no worries. And we've got a bit of an alternating strategy out there on the timing table. We can see we've got some soft compound runners, some medium compound runners as well, all in the mix. Some people not confident to ready to go, but the lights are up here and we are about to get set here for round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1 here at the Gold Coast. This is going to be an absolute belter. Strap yourselves in because 5, 6 lights are up and we are about to be go here at the old Gold Coast track, and it is beautiful stuff there from Captain Kirk, who has just been gonskis straight out the block here, has taken Fabian's lead off him straight away into the first chicane we go. We're going to have to settle in and see how they all get through here. Already gone wide there for Dean Hanley. There's already carnage in the background as well from a couple of drivers. That is dead set poor, and it's been Maxson as well. Cowie's been involved in that one too. You can see him percolating back around and spinning it, but it is still Captain Kirk leading this one by a good 6 or 7 tenths now over Fabian Fitness into the first chicane we go. Now we're going to have a good old look here and see how these guys get through here, because look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 curbs about to be hopped there. Beautiful stuff there from everyone. They all stream through here nicely. Oh, big accident there already. That is unbelievable. That's Hornby facing upside down, and he has caused a pile up of absolute scenes there in the racing department. They were told there's not going to be a restart or anything after that, and it's already happened. Haircuts involved in that too, and the old chef meister. Oh my goodness me, it's all been drama here in the opening race. Lindsay Muddle, this is off its chops here for now.
Yeah, well, it seems like it, but your screen share disappeared halfway through the first lap, so...
Oh, excuse me.
I can't see.
You cannot see anything.
I didn't even see a car flip upside down. I've just seen it on the broadcast. Holy mackerel.
Oh, scenes. Unbelievable. What has happened there? Why is it... Has it gone again, or is it back?
Yeah, it just says... It says stream paused.
Goodness gracious me. I'm going to have to change that really quickly. We have got... In the meantime, we have got Remo Grant on the screen now. He has got a bit of a cushion between himself and the big man who is in front of him, Andrew Ferguson, but right behind him, Doc Elliott's coming at a rate of knots. So I'm going to change the stream here and just give Lindsay Muddle the old-fashioned way. Hopefully that works, Lindsay.
Oh, there we go. I can see something, and it dead set is the old-fashioned way here, Zach O'Reilly.
Hopefully you can see some of it. Goodness me.
I can see enough. As we continue on through, I believe this is still the opening lap, unless I'm blind.
No, yeah, race 2. Lap 2, mate.
Lap 2? Yeah, there we go. I'm blind. So as they head through, so Will Kirk still leading the way by 6 tenths. Dino Hanley has just gotten ahead of Lee Crowther, who's dropped back 2 spots, and Lee's going slowly there through this little midsection of the racetrack. So I'm not sure what happened. He might have had a bit of a problem, but it seems he's back underway once again at full pace, as Whistler just overtaken Holyoke as well further down in 11th place, as well as Cowie getting ahead of Drum further up the back. So it seems like they're just settling into a bit of rhythm here, Zach O'Reilly. But I'll tell you what, I didn't think that I'd ever see a car flip upside down. I saw it on the replay of the broadcast. A car flipped upside down in a league racing environment here, Zach O'Reilly. That is monumental stuff.
Oh, don't you worry about it, Lindsay. It was bound to happen here at some point. These are very, very stiff cars at the best of times, and all it took was one car to do it, and then another one, and they all started following each other. So scenes here at the old Gold Coast 500 circuit, and look at this here from Doc Elliott. There's something happened there between Remo Grant as well and Lee Crowther. Crowther's gone backwards there too at a rate 8 knots, so he's just getting overtaken. Doc Elliott now is trying to get this job done. He's gone straight past McFadden as well, so this is a good little tussle here that we're watching on the screen now. Look at Andre Elliott. He is a feisty customer. No spoiler, no worries there for Lee Crowther. Doc Elliott's going to try it up the inside, but Crowther blocks him beautifully, as you should. 2x2 into here is just a disaster, and they all get through there pretty nicely. Out the other side, but now is it going to be a bit of a challenge there from behind from McFadden? No, it's not, as I get a frog in my throat right at the worst time of the commentary. Andre Elliott gets out the other side. Lovely there. McFadden taps the wall. It's racing onwards here, and I'll tell you what, Fitness has got past the big man, because Captain Kirk Lindsay Muddle has an absolute mare somewhere and found himself way back down in 6. Oh my goodness me, if we only had a replay function for that.
Yeah, and of course the driver I predicted to do well has just gone and fallen down the field. What better would it be, or how different would it be if they didn't for once? But anyway, they continue on through this section of the track and heading on to the next lap of this race. So they've got a chicane to deal with momentarily, so there will be no 2x2 racing action into the next portion of the racetrack. But I'll tell you what, McFadden might be looking for it anyway. He's getting really, really close. He's just tagged the wall on the way in as well to boot, so he's really wringing the neck out of this thing as he tries to chase down Remo Ground as they head through this next left-hander. He's showing the nose on the outside, burying lines there between the drivers. Jason just wanting the better line off of the corner to slingshot his way through the exit as Fabian's lost the lead again here. Fabian's down a few places. He's down, he's slow, and he's the wrong way around on the circuit. So he's had a dead set moment here at the chicane, and now he's got the battle wheel just looking at him coming as that's a car bouncing like the super trucks when they head over the ramp here at the Gold Coast. That is absolutely incredible, as Remo would have gotten a bit of a scare there, and I'm sure he's got brown undies.
Big scenes, though, in terms of the Brown Undies department. Fabian has just given up the lead and the lead in the championship, because Lachlan Grant and Crowther are literally 2, 3, 4 places in front of him now. So this is huge implications in the championship, and it looks like Fabian might have did it on his own there, ladies and gentlemen. Big dramas for him. How far can he climb back up the field, because he's got 14.5 minutes to do it. Let's see what the Fabian charge looks like here at this stage. Captain Kirk's done an 18.1 as he crosses the line. Doc Elliott's an 18.5, but a shocker there, a 34 for Fabian Fitness. Not the place to go as he comes into the first chicane here. The car is pretty bagged on the front end as well. It's got more punch-ins there from more than Freddie Mercury's mouth there at the moment. It is just unbelievable for Fabian Fitness. Uncharacteristic as well. And that has just given Lachlan Grant the absolute scenes of the race. And Dean Hanley, right behind him, 3.5 seconds away, is absolutely kissed on the proverbial, ladies and gentlemen. He was in 7th place and he's just been given 2nd. This is huge for him also in the championship, Lindsay Muddle. It's separated by 6 points between 1st to 4th, and it was Fabian leading it, Crowther equal with him, then it was Andrew Ferguson, and then Dean Hanley. Big scenes here in the championship.
Yep, that is huge implications then in this championship fight, as all Lockie Grant. Oh, that's a move down the inside from Whistler, but he's locked up and gone straight on as well. He thought he was he thought he was Scott McLaughlin, and instead he's gone straight on into the wall, and that is not how you do the Scotty Mac overtake, and you're not behind the wheel of a Volvo either, so it was never going to work for Derek Whistler there. But he'll continue on in this race, but I'm sure that the car won't be very happy with the fact that he's just gone straight on into a wall, and he's struggling to get that car through the next left-hander as well. But yeah, huge championship implications in that little moment, and that could just change the course of this season if Fabian doesn't make up some more places, if the championship fight is just going to continue to be that close as they head deeper into this season. So that is absolutely critical there, and a costly error from Fabian Fitness.
It is indeed, and another error has been made there by Andrew Ferguson. If I can get the right camera, geez Louise, he was right about on the arse end of Dean Hanley, and he got it all crossed up through the chicane there. So that's the view from his standpoint of Dean Hanley in 2nd place, who arguably wasn't as quick as this man in the practice sessions as Andrew Ferguson. So it's going to be interesting to see if Andrew can get it further up the grid there, Lindsay, and go for it. But he's got very, very good company in the background there. That's Lee Crowther there hunting him down. It is a Holden leading the race, and there's 2 Fords on your screen, and then that next Holden as well. So the old red versus blue battle lives on strongly here in the top 4. Lovely, lovely bit of driving from all of them. And the car behaviour, ladies and gentlemen, through this whole event is just nuts. You watch them skip over, you watch them slide out, you do watch them nearly, well, they do flip upside down. We've proved that one out into the infield as well. You've seen everything here so far. If you're not entertained, you might as well just go and, I don't know, go and watch Ellen DeGeneres from 20 years ago if that's what your level of fun is. But goodness me, this is close. It's spicing up here, Lindsay. Dino's not getting away there from Fergo. Fergo is not gapping Lee Crowther either, but the big Captain Kirkman with 4.6 seconds away from any of this. He'll be kicking himself, also giving up the lead of this race, just like Fabian did.
Yeah, it seems like a few of the top boys have had some issues, and I wonder if that'll continue on over the course of this afternoon into tonight, because it's just such a tricky circuit, such a tricky card. I mean, you really can't ask for a much more difficult combination of car and track when push comes to shove. I mean, you've got some of the most raggedy edge cars in the real world and on the sim here in the Big Bangers, and then you've got one of the toughest demanding circuits in the world, in my opinion. I mean, just the chicanes, it's just such a difficult challenge, and then the barriers are right there. It's basically Australian Monaco when you really think about the size of it, and then where the walls are. It is just absolutely a monumental challenge. I've only done so many laps here at the Gold Coast, but I've crashed it more laps than I've completed here at the Gold Coast. As it looks like Brody Barber was looking up the inside. He was looking up the inside there of C, and now he's going to get the cut back underneath, because that's a big moment there. And that is Brody Barber through on the exit of the corner, and that's him up into 14th position. But 10.5 minutes to go here, Zach O'Reilly. There's still some battling, and Fergo's getting close to Dino Hanley, as well as Crowther seems to be closing back towards them.
That little battle is just getting closer and closer at the top, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that too, ladies and gentlemen. That one there is a good old-fashioned overtake there from Brody Barber in the background. Mark C just absolutely yeeted himself into oblivion there by Jingos. That was close as well. And Lachlan Grant is just skipping away from this man who's just smashed it into the wall as we cross to him. Dean Hanley has had a mare out of the final chicane and has given up second place. He's got a battered car for sure now. That thing will be aero limited, and out in front of him as well, that's Hornby going through. I wonder if he had anything to do with that too. He's getting lapped here at the moment, but Dean Hanley has just gone from second to fourth in a blink of an eye, and it's invited Captain Kirk back into the mix. Unbelievable scenes here. It's costing everyone huge positions in the championship, that chicane here tonight. They just got to be a bit more patient, I reckon, out of it. But geez, Dino will be kicking himself. How quickly can he get himself back into that race rhythm mode in the mindset department? We'll find out very shortly, because Captain Kirk's very, very quick as well. Goodness gracious me, these boyos are absolutely yeeting it across there, and Hornby gets right out of the way. Beautiful job there done as well. But Captain Kirk is now the guy that we want to focus on here, because he's got 1 second now between himself and Dean Hanley, and that could be fourth place for him here, Lindsay. And as you said, the Monaco of Australia here at the Gold Coast. I don't know about too many South Australian fans liking you at the moment saying that with the Adelaide comparison here, but nonetheless, Captain Kirk's on the charge, and boy oh boy has he got an eyeful here of fourth place, with Dean Hanley coming his way, as does this man, the Birdman. He's on the prowl, and Fergo is the next man to take that position away from him.
Yeah, some good battling here, and Zach, I don't really care what South Australians think at the end of the day, because they are South Australian. So we'll continue on into this one, and yeah, it's been some cracking racing over the course of this opening race, and it looks like there's no signs of it slowing down. It's just more mistakes creeping in. Lee Crowther just running it out a little bit wide there, and yeah, it just looks like such a big challenge, and I think that we'll see them settle down a bit in the next race, because at the moment they're just pushing hell for leather as you would in a qualifying lap, and that's how so many of them are finding the wall. And I think especially the drivers who have already found the wall, like Fabian Fitness and Will Kirk and Dino Hanley, heading into the next one, they'll have a different strategy in their headers. That is the captain heading into the pit lane here with 8 minutes to go, so potentially just damage problems there. Oh, that's a car slipping across the circuit. I have absolutely no idea who that was, but it looked like a Kmart livery, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was, and it was Hornby. He just took a lock-up slide across the chicane, so some carnage still ensuing, and these drivers struggling to keep it on the track as everybody getting past the captain as he's came into the pit lane. And that's a battle in the background there as well. That's Hornby and Cook, I believe, about to go into battle, as now we have James Cowie pulling into the pit lane. So Hornby looking for a move here potentially on Cook as they head into the opening part of the lap here at the Gold Coast. So it won't happen here at the chicane, but if he can get a good run, it's definitely still on. But he's actually shown the nose through the chicane. I don't think I've seen that too many times, as now he's potentially going to try it here into the next left-hander. No, not quite, but he's going to now set up the exit. If he gets a good run off the corner, he could definitely go for the move here on Cook, but it looks like Cook gets the stronger exit. They're also closing in on Mark C as well, the car in front of them. So this could be a three-way fight here for the minor placings here in this race, and this is cracking stuff, racing all the way up and down as, he's missed the chicane. Hayden Cook has had to go and cut straight on through the second part. Oh, that's Hornby almost flipping over there, bouncing over the curbs, and that is dead set not how you take that section.
No, not at all. And unfortunately for him, he has come a gutser as well with the perfect opportune moment to get past Cook, but he didn't. But back here to Captain Kirk. No pit stops are needed in this one. Jason McFadden's also doing the same thing too. So there's about 3 drivers now. This one on screen, Kirk, who's just got past Ezra Simons there for position as well. And there goes Jason McFadden coming out onto the circuit right at the point of knot. He has not followed the old pit rules there at the exit and come straight out onto the racing track, but he probably did it because he didn't want to get in the way of these boys coming through. So McFadden, Kirk, and I think it was Cowie coming into the pits there as well. All unprecedented. They don't need to here. They might have got their fuel calculations wrong or something, but the man on the charge here who got the chicane calculations wrong at the start of this one, Fabian Fitness, is now on the march here. He's approaching Doc Elliott here at light speed here at the moment, just angling that car in nicely, using that curb to pull the car in, gets a little bit hasty on the throttle there. What's happened to Captain Kirk again? Oh, massive incident here for everyone in Sundry. McFadden, Kirk and Simons, they all live within the same kilometre of each other. Part of this racing server on the track. They've all come together, and that is disaster for Ezra Simons. He's put it back to the pits. He's had enough. McFadden just came out the other side, luckily, somehow. But it's even the same thing with Doc Elliott, too. He's coming into the pits here as well. Simons is DNF. Geez, it seems like all the Kiwis here have had a pit stop. Lindsay Muddle, did they not count the amount of sheep that they had in the paddock and translate that over to the old racing department?
Mate, they absolutely have had a mare here in good old New Zealand land, and this is just not ideal. And it's not even just New Zealand land. I mean, Fabian doesn't even live in New Zealand, so it's just the Kiwi blood, the Kiwi heritage, just costing them positions in this race. As it seems, Australia always lands on top. No, I'm not going to start that debate.
Goodness me.
Dead set war here on Simsational TV incoming. But no, yeah, unfortunate there for a lot of these drivers. And yeah, I think it just stands to how difficult this circuit really is, especially in these cars. I mean, it's hard even in like the modern supercar machinery, and then you put these older, less stable, more sketchy cars, and you have moments like that Will Kirk just had, where the car just wants to go on you, and it's testing some of the best drivers we have in this competition. I mean, when you have the likes of Fabian Fitness, Will Kirk, McFadden, everybody has issues, then, and they're the best drivers that are out there on the grid, or at least a fair few of them, then there's clearly just a relation to how hard this circuit is.
It is exactly right there, Lindsay. You couldn't have said it better myself. But when you come to a race event, you do have to just create a little bit of caution to the wind, I would say, and make sure you get through the places where it is going to be hairy. And some of the guys here have not done that tonight, and they've paid the price for it. This man, very, very much so. He was leading the race and he's now in ninth, and he's got to get past Doc Elliott, who is not an easy customer to get past at the best of times. So you just got to be on it every single lap, like every racing event, especially with a street circuit. You're just going to be 100% focused, and if you take 1 millisecond away at a vital point on the racetrack of that focus, you are dead skis. You're in the wall, you've got a damaged car, and then your pride has absolutely suffered, as that is really hot in there to Captain Kirk. He just makes it out the other side. Goodness me, he flew in there at a rate of knots, got it pulled up nicely, and now he goes. We've had 2 casualties, ladies and gentlemen. Simons and Boak have DNF'd this one. The rest of them have soldiered on with this, and now this is a good view from Captain Kirk, just getting a little bit feisty underneath that collar of his, and really giving Andre Elliott something to think about. He's just made a mare of that corner too. It's given Andre another couple of tenths that he didn't really think he had. And it's just a bit of a kiss on the proverbial situation there from Doc Elliott's perspective. But Kirk really deep into that final corner. Oh no, that's Hornby as well, facing the wrong way, and he's taken all out. Oh, you are absolutely joking me. In the fair dinkum race department, these boys are going to get an absolute pasting after this from the stewards, and Andre Elliott has been sent out of it. What is his steering angle looking like? It is absolutely cactus here. Perfect timing for him to come into the pits. In fact, he doesn't even bother. He's just going to keep circulating around here with a full 180 degree right hand downage. Oh, you would be absolutely spewing there. Hornby has just made a mare of many people's races right there. And here comes a haircut right on the back end of Doc Elliott now, who will be as slow as anything at the moment. He'll be definitely a turtle. Just gets right out of the way, or in fact, he's blocking him. He's trying to soldier on, is Doc Elliott, with half a steering wheel rotation gone out of the thing. That is incredible. Huge implications there, Lindsay. And just another rate of attrition here at Gold Coast.
This is just absolute insanity, Zach O'Reilly. I mean, I've never been so glad to join the commentary box, because this is just absolutely off its chops at the moment as they continue further into this race. And we're almost done here. There's a minute 20 to go. But I just can't even help but think that there might be another incident still waiting to happen here. But I'll tell you what, my Alex's job, and potentially my job with the amount of incidents we've had here, is going to be quite difficult, because these boys are not able to keep it out of each other or the fence. But a driver who, despite having a moment earlier on, has managed to climb his way back up his Fabian fitness. I mean, what a story that is. He's just survived the rest of the race. He had his moment, and he got locked back in, head back down. Everybody else has crashed around him, and now he's sitting in 4th position. It's not quite a top 3, but a top 4 is good regardless, and it sets him up well for the next one.
It does set him up well for the next one. He'll start off 6th place with the top 10 reverse grid coming our way. And it's a good place to be for him. Just gets past Cowie there on the outside, doing a great job at blue flagging. Does a big man, so a really, really nice job in that department. But this gap I've just looked at has decreased rapidly in the last 1 or 2 laps here, and it's the last lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Ferguson versus Grant is now getting spicy. It's about a second there. Oh, Lachlan Grant nearly went into the pits, but he just saw there's a last lap. Oh, don't tell me he's run out of fuel as well. He's let Fergo go past. He's full throttle here at the moment, but nothing's happening. Is he just fuel saving here big time? Fergo has inherited the lead of the race in the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a win here for the big man. It pays to overfuel. Goodness gracious me, and this man has come out on charge here. Malcolm Grant is definitely fuel saving here. He just tried to get off the throttle there a lot earlier into turn 1. He's lifting and coasting big time here. Fergo has inherited the lead. This is going to be celebrations again for the big man. He has been in absolute form as this guy throughout the last couple of rounds, as we see a couple of cars just not even taking the chicane there as well, and getting right out of the way of that battle pack. Very, very nicely done indeed. But Fergo is on it. He has got this win secured, barring a disaster coming his way here in race 1. He would never have thought about that. This is unbelievable, Lindsay Muddle.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and Lee Crowther had to come in a few laps ago as well, so a lot of drivers not getting the fuel right, and I've never seen this before. I mean, like, I've never seen so many people get the fuel calculation wrong, especially in the grid of these boys. This is absolutely incredible, but when push comes to shove, Andrew Ferguson will be the one who walks out on top here in the opening race of the night. So Andrew Ferguson survives the fuel saving issues from everybody else, and he crosses the line to win the race, and that is incredible scenes here at the Gold Coast. I mean, we've seen crashes, we've seen people pitting, but Lockie Grant, after looking so comfortable all race, has to slow up heading onto the last lap of the race and can't bring home the race win, and Fergo reaps the reward. That is incredible stuff.
Unbelievable scenes, Lindsay Muddle. I could not agree more. And I could not agree more with Brendan Hack in the chat. Is this a Assetto Corsa or a bloody Wreckfest? I would say it's probably the latter there for sure, but with a bit of Wreckfest involved. Unbelievable. But your winner is Andrew Ferguson. Congratulations to you. Well done on that one. Lachlan Grant has got 2nd place by 2 seconds over the big man. He will be spewing about that last lap inheritance of P2 to himself. Had to give it up, but Dean Handley has crossed the line and got 3rd, so he is on a charge here tonight. He's got a good result for him. Fabian Fitness claws his way back after a huge smash and gets 4th place. Birdman gets 5th. He had a couple of fans in the chat there as well. Did the Birdman. Remo Grandon for his best position of the season in 6th. Derek Whistler gets 7th as well. A nice showing from him. He'll be stoked about that. Captain Kirk has to settle for 8th. McFadden, 9th place, just parked up on the outside there. Doc Elliott's already hit the paddock there for the top 10. And that is your result there, ladies and gentlemen. But there can only be one winner and one man doing the burnout celebrations at the end of it for race 1 here. And that is Andrew Ferguson. Takes it by a country mile. Beautiful stuff there. And he will start off 10th for the next race, Lindsay Muddle. That was a absolute belter. Out of 10, though, what are we giving that one?
I think that it's a bit bittersweet because I want to rate it highly because there was a lot of carnage, but I also want to rate it not so high because there was a lot of carnage. Because I mean, it's a double-edged sword, but I think I'm going to give it a nice number 7 there, Zach O'Reilly, because I feel like there was almost too much carnage. The boys need to sort of chill it out a bit, but also carnage never goes astray.
Never goes astray for sure. That is exactly right, Lindsay. But that is the scenes there at this Gold Coast circuit. The beach out to the left-hand side, the old suburbia on the right there. And I'll tell you what, it looks a lot different than that right now. But it is not the case here for anyone. They are just thinking about where they can be on the racetrack for next one for the feature race. 45 minutes coming our way here at Simsational TV of good, hardcore, solid racing, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what to do. Get yourselves strapped in once more for the old final race. Mandatory pit stop and the compound change. Scenarios, strategies, crashes, I don't know. Whatever you've got out there, it's all coming your way here at the Big Bangers for round 3 here at the Gold Coast. So we'll be back here in the studio in just a couple of moments. Don't go anywhere. After a couple of words from our sponsors, we'll see you at the next one. And expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. N-I-N-A-L. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow.
Lights out and let's go racing, folks. And it's a...
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the feature race of the night. 45 minutes of hardcore racing action coming your way here at Simsational TV and Simsational Esports, big bangers. And it's going to be Andre Elliott off the front row with Jason McFadden right next to him. Who's going to be able to take that mandatory compound change coming our way? In the chat, we've had Ron Marshall join. Good to see you, Ron. Happy days. Good to see you as well. Brendan Hack there cheering on the big old Fabs reset for the next race, mate, he says as well. Carnage is always good, says Pigs Productions. Well, yes, it is, mate. It is 100%. But, geez, when it comes to professional racing leagues, we want to make sure we don't look like a public lobby out there, and these boys are doing a good impression of it. But need to get our predictions in, Lindsay Muddle. It's up to you, mate. Who's going to take this one?
I think after that first race, I mean, we've seen who's really quick, who's making mistakes, but you know, I'm kind of feeling a Fabian Fitness redemption drive here. I think that starting off of 6th position, I believe it is 7th position, that he should be able to make some moves and get it done. I mean, will he fall back during the opening bit of carnage? Maybe, but I've seen Fabian. I've seen when he's driving angry, but he's not driving unfiltered because he's already made a mistake, and it's a pretty scary Fabian because he just stops making mistakes.
We'll see, and we will find out who is going to take the chockies. Fabian is the head lead of the predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Get yours in the chat because we're about to go racing here for 45 minutes. Race 2 is a go here, and it's a good even start there. But McFadden has got the jump there over Andre Elliott there, but he's going to be right next to him. And look at Captain Kirk there. He's just punted the side there of Andre Elliott into the approach on the turn 1. Goodness me, how'd they come out of that one unscathed? I will never know. They just managed to get through there, though, as well as a bit of toing and froing there in the background into turn 3. They all seem to get through pretty nicely there at the moment too. Bit of tussling and moving under brakes there. There's Barber underneath. There's MC as well in the back, but we are racing onwards here. And Doc Elliott's going backwards at a huge pace at the moment. He was right hand down for race 1, sorry. And race 2 has got a fresh car for about 100 meters. And then he got yeeted into the fence. Hopefully that's not going to hurt him too much, but it is one Jason McFadden out in the lead of this race at this stage. He has got Will Kirk right behind him. He's also a very quick customer. Oh no, what's happened here to Dean Hanley? Oh. He's inside the fence, and that is a DNF for him already. He's going to be a lap down. Oh, the old Kirby just struck again. The old Miss O'Kirsty will not be happy out there in the chat. Unbelievable scenes there for Dean Hanley. Started that one on a mare. Oh my goodness me, what the night that bloke is having. Speaking of nights, this guy here already up into 6 Fabian Fitness. Lindsay Muddle's prediction for the race winner here as well, so he's already on the charge with 43.5 minutes to go in this one. Plenty of time left for the big man to get through, and he's got a good gaggle of cars in front of him, Lindsay, but it is still McFadden leading here after the lap 1 here of race 2, and he's got Captain Kirk hounding him sideways in the background. Unbelievable scenes here.
Yep, so this is really going to start heating up, but as well, Remo Grant had to come back into the pit lane, and Jed Boak as well into the pit lane. So 2 more drivers in the pit lane. That's really deep there from McFadden. Now here comes Will Kirk on the inside line here as they go wheel to wheel into the next portion of the racetrack. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Will Kirk on the inside. Brakes later, gets in front as they head into the chicane. So that was a moment where they really couldn't go. So, he hits the wall. So he gets ahead. He hits the wall. Now McFadden is going to come right back at him and take the lead again. And whether that's given Will Kirk any damage is a completely different question. But that is absolutely not how you get around the racetrack. Now here comes Doc Elliott as well, looking for a potential overtake, as it looks like McFadden clipped the inside wall through that left-hander of this slow left-right sweeping section. This is absolutely carnage here up this front pack. So many walls, so many curbs that you can and both can't take at the same time. As that's a big snap there for the captain as they now head onto the long straight towards the opening chicane. Can Andre Elliott try and get the move before they get to the chicane? That is the big question. No, he's going to sit behind. Will he sit behind? No, it doesn't look like it as he goes and pulls alongside. He's showing the nose, but there we go. He goes back into single file form. But this is absolutely incredible stuff, Zach O'Reilly.
Beautiful Beautiful stuff there from all these guys now. We've got 4 quick customers. Here comes Birdman up the inside. He's got the job done, and Andre Elliott's punted Captain Kirk around as well. Under brakes too. He's just outdone himself, and Crowther's just skipped through. 2 places for 1 there. Absolute scenes here for him. Kirk survived in 3rd. Fabian has got through though on Doc Elliott, and now he's pressuring the arse end there of Mr. Captain Kirk as well. He gets through the chicane there. Fabian's so slow in there, and Captain Kirk taking all of the curbs and a bit more, and the outside wall again 2 laps in a row. He's on the charge here. He just needs to settle it down into that. Fabian is the slowest man in there, and you can see what it does. It just pays you dividends in the old rhythm department. He's already on the arse end of Captain Kirk here now. Good driving here from Fabian. 6th place is now 4th for him within a lap, so he's taking all advantages and getting the dividends paid out into his bank account. Very, very nice driving indeed from Fabian. Then we've got a bit of a gaggle of cars behind there as well. Look, we've got Whistler in the middle of it. He's 6/10, 7/10 away from Hornby. Lachlan Grant's just trying to chime his way back through as well. And then we got Fergo, our race 1 winner there, sitting in 9th place, just biding his time beautifully there too. So a very, very nice opening stand. The fastest lap goes to Lee Crowther on that one. So he's a man on the charge here coming into turn 1. He's got that view in front of him from Jason McFadden's perspective in the rear vision mirror. They're trading places here in the lap time department. Can Jason just skip away from the Birdman, or is the Birdman going to relinquish himself and just come back into that racing rhythm? Beautiful traction out of turn 3. He goes into turns 4, 5, 6 and 7 we go, which are just chicanes there, by the way, but they classify them as turns. And this racing is just on like Donkey Kong here at the front. We've got quality drivers out in the lead pack. The riffraff has been yeeted so far, but Captain Kirk just takes all the license and a bit more. So does Crowther. Oh, in the background there, Hornby just slapped the outside wall too. He was full up in the air, 4 wheels off the ground. There goes Whistler up the inside, and he's overcooked it as well into there. He's slapped the wall, and there goes Grant and Ferguson as well. Whistler nearly collected all 3 of them there too, just trying to get back on the circuit. How there was an incident there, Lindsay Buttle, I'll absolutely never know.
I was waiting for a pile up there, corner after corner after corner, and it just never came, but that was absolutely carnage. Yeah, I don't know even what to say about that. Hopefully we don't see too much more of that, but as they continue on through this race, this is absolutely incredible scenes already. As it looks like they're getting ready to go into battle here between Hornby and Grant. So Grant already looking to make up some more places here after starting off of 10th position, so he'll continue to push along in this one. But yeah, I just want to, as that's off the track there. Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry, that was very much up on the 2 wheels. I thought he was gone there, Zach O'Reilly. Lockie Grant driving phenomenally, but Hornby as well cutting the chicane. I want to comment again on Fabian Fitness, because I think he's really learnt his lesson. I think we see that into the chicane. You commented on it just before, because look at how fast the captain goes in, and then look at how fast Fabian Fitness goes in. I think the captain's finally dialed it back a few notches after hitting the wall one too many times, but he just takes it so calm, so mannered, still sets a purple sector anyway, and he's just chipping away at it. That's a mistake there, I think, from Lee Crowth. No, it's McFadden. Now Crowth is on the inside, and he's looking to get the move done as it's side by side here for the lead. Now he's on the outside line. McFadden pinched to the inside wall. Can't do anything about it. Now he's trying to get the power down on the exit, but it is Lee Crowther into the lead now ahead of Jason McFadden. Then Will Kirk is right there as well in 3rd, as well as Fabian Fitness and Andre Elliott. They're all there still in this top 5. They're trying to battle each other, but Lee Crowther taking advantage of the mistake of Jason McFadden through the slow hairpin, and now he is in the lead of this race, and what can he do with it? That is the big question here, Zach O'Reilly.
Absolutely. Captain Kirk is on the charge. Crowther's now in front. He goes slow into turn 1 and 2 as well, so he's learning off Fabian. And look at that snail, ladies and gentlemen. It's nearly a centipede of Falcons and Holdens there, just line astern for the lead of this race. They're all lining up behind Crowther and McFadden. You can see Fergo in there as the last pack of those little cars here, the last member of the pack, I was trying to say, because it is unbelievable. Look at those timing towers, the deltas there, ladies and gentlemen. It is an average of half a second, only split between 1st to 8th. Unbelievable. That is how close they are. It's like they're all AI drivers. Oh, Hornby's in the wall again. This man just keeps slapping that thing. He's like a bloody magnet on the outside of it. And unfortunately, he's just lost all those places. Fergo's nearly crossed it up into there as well. He survives just on the brink of not. And unbelievable stuff there from Hornby not to take everyone else out. Kirk has just got done with McFadden there. McFadden's going for the switchback here too. And Captain Kirk's on the perfect side of the racetrack here. Racing in we go. This is the overhead cam here. Oh, Captain Kirk on the slide there. That is nearly a switcheroo there, and Fabian's coming up for it too. He's trying to get on McFadden. He nearly touches the outside of McFadden, and he did too because he slapped him into the wall. But here comes Doc Elliott too. So this is view from Doc Elliott's on board, racing down the front straightaway here at the Gold Coast. He's got the beautiful run there on Fabian. Fabian has just covered him off at the last moment. He had to check up, but now Doc Elliott commits under brakes, full maximum send there. You can just see how close he was to the limit. He had to give that pace up because he just wasn't going to get pulled up in time. If he let off the anchors, he would have been slapperino into the back end of poor old Fabian Fitness there, but he's now just trailed off a little bit. Ferguson and Hornby have come together, and they're both punching each other in the front end. Goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen, if you were a sexual deviant, you would have loved that action, but now it's Haircut who gets through on that. He says, thank you very much, mother, for the rabbits. I'll take that P9 off the both of you. Hornby has come out the best winner out of that one. Fergo, unfortunately, way out of it now, but this battle here, Lindsay Battle, is just raging on. This is third and fourth, and then fifth and sixth are all fighting over the same place. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is incredible stuff as this battle just continues to get better. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake there from Fabian. It looked like he almost clipped the back of McFadden, if not just barely tapped him there on the rear end. But 36 minutes basically to go in this race, and we've already seen a cluster of mistakes from both lead drivers and other drivers further down the field. So they just need to get into rhythm here, and I think that is what they're struggling with. But Lee Crowther with the soft tyres there in P1, just getting away a little bit, but he was a bit slower than Will Kirk on that last lap. But the gap is about 9/10 of a second as they head into this next section of the racetrack. So they'll continue to push along through this lap as Zachariah has taken away my ability to see.
Oh, again, goodness me.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you tapped out of OBS and that's what happened.
Oh, I didn't. All right, I'll get it back again. As we keep racing onwards, this is on board with Lachlan Grant. You can just see Doc Elliott and Fabian nearly coming gutser there between the two of them. Into the chicane we go. I'm going to get this back for Lindsay Muddle, even though it hasn't. There it is. Is it back there now?
Yeah,
oh, that's a massive moment. And that was Andre Elliott into the fence. And there goes poor old Doc Elliott back in position. Lachlan Grant's got P5. Now Fabian Fitness just sent it down the inside, and McFadden there too in front. Unbelievable. That is trading places for third and fourth. Now fifth place also for Grant, who's now got Jason up in front of him for a little bit of a good old send. This is cracking racing here between all of them. These guys know exactly what to do, but geez Louise, poor old Doc Elliott, he will be spewing after that one. Slapped it on the outside wall and said, nah, I'm out of this battle, but he's found himself just on the brink of it once again. He could get a little bit of a half suckage down the front straightaway here if he gets close enough. It is unbelievable stuff, but Grant inherits fifth place. Now Crowther's got only half a second between himself and Captain Kirk. You can see it here coming into turn 1 and 2. Kirk is on the medium compound. Those soft tyres on Lee Crowther's car are absolutely dying in the arse here at the moment, and he's not setting fast lap times. Fergo has done the quickest lap, so to speak, of the race, right on cue, 17.6. So he's on the charge on those mediums. Haircut's on the in 8th place. He's on hard tyres, and he's keeping the rest of them honest. So it's pretty good to see what these boys can do. But this little snake here, Lindsay, is just happening again. We're into the death trap of this circuit. Yeah, through the chicanes we go. They all seem to just navigate 1, 2, and 3 perfectly. Then the fourth one out the other side. Luckily, they don't hit the wall. Racing onwards here. That outside wall has been the death of a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah, it really has been. It's such a challenge. And I mean, Doc Elliott there just on the slide through the exit. They're really driving this to their best ability, and still mistakes creep in. And I mean, that is just the difficulty of the Gold Coast. But this train really getting close together through that last exit. So it looks like Andre Elliott could be looking for a move. I say that as he has a bit of a wobble on the way in, as now they head through the long left-hand exit. He's drifting out a little bit wide off of the exit, so he loses a bit of ground to Grant as they head through this next section. It looks like Grant might be looking for a move on Jason McFadden as they head into the chicane. He won't do it here, but if he can set up a good run, it could definitely be an opportunity arising here for Lachlan Grant as he tackles the first one, tackles the second one. That's a car slow in front of them, and that is one of the cars that is a lap down. It might be Drum. No, it's not Drum. I'm not sure
I think that's
quite
Maxon.
Who that is. Maxon?
No, it's not Maxon. Sorry. It's not Maxon. I don't know who
No,
it
it's
is.
not. Anyway, regardless, lap car getting out of the way there after making a mistake as they continue to battle on. So it's starting to get close as here's Brody Barber and Fergo as well. They've just swapped around. So Andrew Ferguson on the move, getting ahead of Brody Barber. But now will Barber try and re-pressure as Fabian Fitness has gotten ahead of the captain there for second position. And now the captain takes it right back. back. So they're swapping around here for the P2 fight. This is allowing Lee Crowther to get away. That gap now 1.9 seconds between the P2 and the P1 car, as it was a bit of a slide there for Will Kirk as well, and that allowed Fabian to close right back up to the bumper, but then he got a good exit. So this is really tricky stuff here. All the while, Crowther is really getting away, so this is just helping his race as they continue to fight on. So one of them needs to get ahead and stay ahead at the moment. We have about half an hour left as Will Kirk decides to pull into the pit lane for his stop.
Yeah, 31 minutes, 40 seconds is the pit time for this man, so he's going to have to go long here on a set of hards for the rest of the race, I would say, unless they're a two-stopper is the strategy. We'll find out very shortly, but it is racing onwards there for Captain Kirk and this man McFadden here in third place. He'll be absolutely loving this. His cousin has washed up all the funding that he used to get. He used to get $10,000 every time he was in a position inside the top 10. Then he got 10,000 hair follicles, but now he's just got nothing. Nothing incentivizing this man apart from his own, I guess, infamy, I don't know what the word is, infamy with the old missus, saying I gave up my time here to come third in a race, love, so we'll just keep this trend going. But he's going to have to be pretty careful about it, because Lachlan Grant is just coming at the rate of knots here. He is literally on the slide on the exit of all of these turns and just doing a great job here, really slinging it through the old staircase section-esque of the old Adelaide circuit, and that is a bit wide there from McFadden. He just touched the wall, and that's invited Lachlan Grant up into it, so now he's going to have to think about his exit and maintain the best possible traction out of the corner. Just a bit of sliding there. Now even Stevens there from the both of them. 3.5 tenths of a second. It is 4 tenths backwards and forwards here between these two as they go down the front straightaway. It's the closest two cars on the circuit here at this stage so far. So this is all over the final step on the podium, ladies and gentlemen, and Grant is given a good old-fashioned hurry up here to the big man in front of him, McFadden, and just through the first chicane they go out the other side. That the advantage here, Lindsay, and for the viewers at home, is that the VK Commodore is not as wide as the Falcon, so it gives them a little bit more of a track width advantage, so they can use a little bit here, use a bit tighter entrance into there, a bit wider out there to get the pressure and the pace down. And at the moment it seems like it's paying in dividends for Crowther, and it could be here for Lachlan Grant as they make their way through the infamous chicanery.
Yep, and that is definitely a good little insight there from you, Zach O'Reilly, and that is probably the type of advantage that you teach your drivers on in the Zach Accelerated program. Is that true, Zach O'Reilly?
Never.
Never? No, you don't give them all the trade secrets?
I give them all the secrets, but you can't be fast in a car and keep slapping walls like Lachlan Grant just did. It doesn't matter what car you're in, you got to drive it right and you got to get the setup right, and that's all that counts.
And there we go. There's the Zach Accelerated plug for the night. So it now out of the way. No, I'm kidding. Just did that on my own accord. Lockie Grant looking to potentially get ahead of McFadden as they now head through this next section. This could be risky stuff here if he decides to properly commit to this one as he looks for it, as it's going to be side by side on the entry. Is McFadden going to back out of this one though? Yes, he is. So Lachlan Grant up into third position, and that is a good little move there. It takes some guts to even attempt to go side by side into that section, but when you've got to do it, you've got to do it, and he's now made that move and made it stick, and he'll continue to push on into the distance as now we're looking at Holyoke and Priest. So what a combination of drivers that is as they head through this next section of the track. So we could see some racing between these two as Holyoke on the slide there, and I'll tell you what, that was a good catch there, but definitely not the way you want to be treating the rear tyres as he continues to make his way towards the first chicane. But now he's got to close back up to Priest.
He does, and he was just giving Priesto a bit of a flash there. I don't know if that was just mates and friendship as they go around, but Rob Priest at the moment in 11th place. This is a really good result from him so far. He's got plenty of racing to go, but if he can stick it with inside that top 15 in that 911 Stormtrooper XE Falcon, that'll be a great result for him. But Liam Holyoke doesn't care about that. He just wants to get 11th place off the man in front of him, and he's got his work cut out for him at the moment because Dean Hanley has come through from a lap down, ladies and gentlemen, and he's still in 13th place. That is the pace of the big man. He's on song here for a top 10. This is cracking stuff, and he's only within a second there now. And look at the commitment from the big man. He just got the thing hammering now. He's got medium compound tyres on, and he even sends it down the inside here on Holyoke. Gets P12. Well done to Dean Handley. The fight back of the century here from him tonight. Right, lap 1, he was gone and in the pits, teleported already. He is way back into this one. He's just got to gallop his way further up the field. He's got a bit of work to do with Presto, next one on his target, and he's got 9 seconds between himself and Captain Kirk, and then Kirk's got a good 9 seconds between Cook, but there are pit stops, ladies and gentlemen, to be had here. So this is playing nicely here in the Dean Handley's strategical department. Hopefully the misso, Kirsty Handley, is out there in the chat yelling at him in the sim room saying, pit now, for Christ's sake. But enough of that, because Doc Elliott has not let go of McFadden. McFadden's going backwards here. He's just let go of Lachlan Grant after he got past, and now this beautiful VK Commodore is just hounding the back here of this XE Falcon. And geez Louise, has he got his work cut out for him now as McFadden. Geez, it's just incredible stuff how they go racing. And with a little bit of a nimbleness about this this Commodore here on this circuit, it could pay dividends, Lindsay, come to the end of the race.
Yeah, it absolutely could. So let's see how this goes as Lee Crowther into the pit lane. So that is now a big moment in the grand scheme of this race. So it had to happen eventually, but now is the time that Lee Crowther has pulled into the box. So we'll see how that goes for him in the grand scheme of things. So this will be a bit of a challenge here. 26 minutes to take the tyres. It shouldn't be too difficult, but it's also not going to be easy either, as Virgo tapping the wall there once again at the chicane as Mark C potentially getting in the way. No, he gets out of the way through the exit here as McFadden gets past, and then through goes Andre Elliott as well, as now Fergo just trying to push here. He's in a bit of no man's land, but he still has a strategy to play out here. Yeah,
race 1 winner, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen in 5th place at the moment is Andrew Ferguson. 7 seconds away, sorry, from any battling there, as the chef and Whistler have just traded places too as we cross to him. Doc Elliott has fallen back off Jason McFadden, 8/10 of a second now the gap, but all the guys in the top 6 are on medium compound tyres. The first to pit was this man, Will Kirk. So he pitted at the 32-minute mark of this race, I'm pretty sure, and he's got hards on. He's going to have to go the whole way around this circuit until the timing tower runs out into zeros for him, because the rest of them are going to pit as Doc Elliott now comes into the pit, and Captain Kirk just skips across the final chicane there. Didn't make it. Now Elliott is out of it, and at the timing tower doing weird things, but he comes back out onto the pit lane and does the right thing through there. Lovely job from him as well, but that's a lot of places to give up if that timing tower is not just giving me an absolute mare in the grand scheme of things. And Cole Tyres just runs it completely wide there, and he's come out on the softs, in fact, as Andre Elliott. A very Altender strategy from the big man. Maybe just the old tyre change, and out he goes, put some fuel in it, and off he goes again. But we'll find out what he can do, because Whistler now is probably thinking about coming into the pits, and he does too, at 24 minutes out of 45 minutes is where they started. So 20 minutes in, the boys are coming into pits here. Seems to be the trend out of this one, which is very interesting as well, because the hard compound tyres will probably get them another 6 or 7 laps out of it, which is probably the perfect time for Captain Kirk to get back onto it. And now he's got only a second between himself and the chef in front of him. The chef's been cooking here tonight. He had a bit of a mare in race 1 early on, came back and got a good position, and now he's still inside the top 10. He's in 7th place now, coming through the chicane here at the back end of this circuit, and he's just doing it very nicely and tardily. Captain Kirk just no more different than what he has the whole time. Just sends it straight into the first of the chicanes. Now he's got Chef, who just lets him go past. No issues, no worries, because they're all on the same team here for Simblacks and Rangout Racing, for goodness me. But it is Fabian Fitness out in front, because the Birdman has come into the pits. He's bolted on a set of medium compounds, Lindsay, for the rest of this one. Probably a good time for him to do so.
Yeah, I think it was good timing for Lee Crowther, and we'll see how that plays out for him over the rest of this race. But now the question becomes, when will this top 3 pit? Because it's got to be not too soon, but probably also not too far away in the grand scheme of things here, Zacharali. And I think strategy is going to be a big part of this race. When push comes to shove, I think it's going to be the deciding factor, and we'll see that towards the end when all the strategies come together into one, and we'll see who has the most tyre to end up winning the race at the end. And that is definitely something to be considered. Another thing to consider, as we saw in race 1, is fuel. Has everybody gotten their fuel calculation right for this one if they got it wrong in the first one. Not necessarily, because those same 5 or 6 people that made a mistake on the fuel calculation could have very well have gotten it wrong again.
They could have too. That's a good question, and we will only know the answer once they come into the pits and do it. But no one is blinking at the moment in the Fabian Fitness household. He's coming right through and going straight past. And you can see on your timing tower there, ladies and gentlemen, the number of stops these guys have done. It is the top 4 have not pitted. Crowther has. Then it's Barber without a pit stop. Then you've got Captain Kirk, who pitted very early. He was the first one to pit. And then we've got Chef there on 0 as well. So he's going to fall back down the grid. Dean Hanley's going to have to go the long, long way if he can survive on the set of mediums till the end. That is unbelievable stuff. Then everyone else is really on the 1 or 0 stop strategy. So that's where it lasts, and that's where it is, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment for these gentlemen out on the circuit. And we'll go with the old gappage there as well, between the interval, between the rest of them. So that's your race story at the moment. Fitness is leading from Grant. He nearly took out the old the right-hand side of the car as well. He's got Lachlan Grant in second place, 5.3 seconds away. Then it's another 5.5 seconds between Grant and McFadden. Ferguson also 7 seconds away from McFadden too. So these guys all within the pit window now, all split by a good 5 or 6 seconds on average, but they're all on the same compound tyre too. So literally incredible stuff. Birdman was the first to blink. He's going for the undercut in 5th place, and he's only 3.5 seconds away from Andrew Ferguson. Now make that 2.5 seconds, because I reckon the Birdman had an absolute... Well, Ferguson had a mare as Fabian comes into the pits and does blink. What is Fergo going to do? Is he going to do so as well? Is McFadden going to do it in front of him? Is Grant going to go around one more time? Grant does go around one more time. So he's got plenty of juice left in those tyres here at the moment. His last lap was an 18.8 to be exact. Fabian Fitness's last lap around was a 22. That was probably going to be an 18 by the time he came in. McFadden's was a 18.7 into the wall. He goes on 2 wheels as well. That would have been a dead set ride-off in the real world, but he survives here in the sim world. So it's trading very, very evenly placed there between Grant and McFadden in the pace department so far on this set of dead mediums. But Fabian comes back out on the circuit with the Birdman there, who's just let him go past for position. But Fabian's going to go for 20 minutes on the softs here at the moment. He saw that, I think it was the Birdman who did survive most of that race on the soft compound tyre, but he ran out of fuel. So he's just learnt off that and seen it and gone, bugger it. I've got 20 minutes. I'll put the softs on as well. See if you can catch me now. And Birdman's on the medium. So Fabian's got the early pace here, Lindsay, over that guy right behind him there, 4 tenths away. But are they going to die off? And is this trade for position effectively for the lead of the race going to switch up within the last 3 or 4 minutes? What do you reckon?
Well, I think that the way we saw Lee Crowther go, I mean, he went 20 minutes before he boxed, and now Fabian has 20 minutes to go, less fuel. I mean, I think that it should be quite easy for him to get to the end, and by the time Lee Crowther came in, he was over 2 seconds in the lead, so clearly there wasn't too much of a tyre problem. It's just when he decided to come in. So I think that the soft tyre is potentially the right, not potentially, I think it is the right choice here for Fabian Fitness, and I think this will carry him all the way to the end quite comfortably. I think Lee Crowther will come back at him slightly in the end, but I don't see it being too much of a problem. No,
I would tend to agree with you there. We'll see what the relative does between them. And Fabian's already skipped away. He's got a good second now on Lee Crowther, over half a rotation of the circuit, so to speak. He's already gapped him by half a second as well. So if you add that up, he's probably going to be 4 or 5 seconds maybe at best in front of this man in the next 10 minutes or so. So it's going to be interesting for Fabian to see where he comes out. McFadden, he's not blinked yet. Is he going to learn off what Fabian does and come in on a set of softs as well from the old start of his final stanza on this circuit here for the last 20 minutes, 19 minutes, so to speak? So he'll drop back down a little bit here at the moment, but we'll see where the rest of them come through. Captain Kirk, though, has just been soldiering around here on these hard compound tyres from the 31st minute left in this one. So he's already done about 15 minutes on the thing, and over the curb he goes. He keeps it just out of the wall. He's just surviving here, but that's going to give Fergo a hell of an invitation, because he's coming through on the soft compound now. So the undercut on the hard compounds for Will Kirk might work out, it might not. How quickly can he get up the grid and in front of Lachlan Grant too? So we'll see what's going on, because they've got soft... Well, McFadden's in the pits now, in fact. So, oh, no. And don't tell me he's made a mare of his pit stop. Has Jason McFadden. Please tell me he didn't miss it and he's just going back out again. Because yes, he did indeed. He must have got all crossed up into the pit lane, and a disaster there for Mr. McFadden. Unbelievable. Just chopped himself out of a potential top 5 there now. Unless Captain Kirk's going to come past him, he is right at the point of not. Just go straight past him. There's McFadden coming out onto the racetrack, but Kirk's heavily into the braking zone here. This is going to be interesting. McFadden just chops off Andrew Ferguson out of the pit lane like he did in race 1-2. Come on, Jace, you know better than that. And Fergo had to get checked up there. Now we've got Mark C in the way of these boys, right at the point, and not gets out of the way nicely there for these blue flaggers to come through. But it's Kirk in 5th place on the hard. McFadden in 6th now on the soft compound tyre, 6/10 of a way. Then you got Fergo also on the soft compound tyre, a couple of laps older though, Lindsay. So this is heating up here for possibly the top 3 of the final step of the podium, so to speak, for the end of this race.
Yeah, this is turning into quite the interesting final 17 minutes of this one, Zach O'Reilly, because there's so many strategies playing out, so many variables in play at the moment as they continue to make their way around, and it's just creating quite an interesting scenario here. But I think that I'm wondering if McFadden even knows where the pit lane exit is, Zach O'Reilly, because he's done that twice, and I don't think he really gains much defensive advantage from not going straight there. In fact, he gained more time from accelerating through instead of cutting across. So I'm wondering if he's just got it crossed up where the exit is.
Well, if he was listening in briefing to the old chief steward around here, he would have known that that's not the way to go about it on the exit. So maybe something to think about. And he chopped Andrew Ferguson's nose off there too. He was lucky he didn't take him out and himself in that little stanza. Look at the closing speed from McFadden. Had to go to us, and that was never going to work. Now Fergo's going to look at that for a bit of an advantage too. So he has gapped him, and Kirk's just sitting here like a bloody stunned duck on these hard compound tyres, wondering why the guys behind him on the softs, Lindsay, are not catching him here at the moment. They're just burning up all that compound here at the moment, and it's getting a bit spicy here for McFadden. You can see the headlights ablaze now for Andrew Ferguson in the rear vision mirror of Jason that come through the chicane. Who gets through here safely? Does Jason do it? It seems like he will. So does Fergo, who's a little bit slower in and out of that one. But boy, oh boy, he's just a driver of the season so far from Captain Kirk. As I said, Lindsay, I don't know if you heard me, but this man started practicing 2 days ago. These guys have had a fortnight.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. That is really incredible there, Zach O'Reilly. I mean, I think that these cars are so difficult to drive. I mean, I've jumped into like the other like Wednesday Cup before and been able to compete for wins with one day, but this car is a completely different kettle of fish. It's so much harder to drive, and at a circuit like the Gold Coast as well. I mean, it's just such a different ball game when everybody else has so many more laps of practice than you. It's such a tough combination. I mean, you don't expect to be up here, and he's up here anyway. But that's what you sort of get from the captain. It's just what he does at the end of the day. I mean, he's done it in how many series now? Good performances. So it looks like even without the practice, that he's doing very well for himself.
Yeah, not bad for a part-time practicee in the sim racing department. And you got to be, as you said, just back to your previous point, with a circuit like this, you've just got to be on it all the time, and you can't blink for a moment because you'll just be in the wall somewhere. And for a limited practice run here for Mr. Captain Kirk on your screen and William, he is definitely going at a good pace here against his compatriots behind. So really, really nice, and he's keeping the gap there at about 7 or 8 tenths, so to speak, from McFadden and Ferguson coming at a rate of knots. We just saw this man come into the pits, the haircut, and he's bolted on a set of softs, and he pitted from 4th, and he's only come out in 7th place. So a beautiful a beautiful position for Brodie Barber. This will be his best event weekend for a long time in any form of racing, so he'll be very happy with this. He's got 15 seconds up the road and 8 seconds behind him from any threat of that position. And meanwhile, Dean Handley, watch here on the set of soft compound tyres, he's just fanging through the field. A lap down, comes back through, and he's in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. What a fighter this man is. I'll tell you what, you'll be getting a bit of a round of applause in some part of the anatomy tonight, Lindsay Muddle, if he can secure himself inside the top 10.
Yeah, potentially. Zach O'Reilly, I mean, maybe not even potentially. I think it's almost certain down there in Dean Handley world, but I don't even want to think about that as they continue with this very good drive. I mean, yeah, it is quite impressive to end up where he was on lap 1 and now be where he is. It's not a drive that can be easily forgotten after it's done, because it is fantastic work. Oh! That's a huge crash there. That is the captain. Just as we were saying how well he's doing, he's gone barrel rolling off of the chicane. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Dead set, Zach O'Reilly. That was absolute carnage. He's gone flying, flipping, and many other descriptors you could probably use. That is absolutely not how you drive that chicane. And I mean, that goes above and beyond even Brody Kostecki's straight on moment. That is a flipping supercar.
Indeed, Lindsay. That was huge there, and he's just given up that podium position. He was hunting down and fighting off from McFadden and Ferguson. So unfortunate for the captain, now back out in 10th place. That was a huge incident, but we've got to go back up here because I'll tell you what, Ferguson is now getting real close to McFadden. He's just hunting him down. Got older set of compound tyres on him in the softs. They're on the same one, but 3 laps older for Fergo. Can he get 4th place off McFadden? He will be singing to the high heavens for 4th, will Jason? But geez Louise, Fergo here wants it bad. This is our race 1 winner, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got a good run here. This is a great opportunity now, but on the anchors, too late there was Fergo, and he just missed the opportunity to get the accelerator pedal down and take that position off Jason McFadden out the other side of turn 3. So he's going to go line astern now into the chicane section. We go 1 done, 2 done, 3 done, and then the 4th one. They all get through there nicely. Fergo doesn't though, slaps it into the wall and goes, nope, good night Irene for me in the old wheel alignment department and the body panels, and he's just survived that luckily, but he's given up a good 0.8 of a second now between McFadden and himself. There's Rob Priest getting out of the way of these 2 drivers. Doing a good job is Rob though. A lap down now, but still 12th place. He'll be happy with that in the old Stormtrooper department. Oh, what scenes, Lindsay. We've had everything here at this round. We've had crashes, we've had flips, we've had cars in the outfield barely rolling over the fence. We've had people, unexpected winners here. This one on screen as well. People in the podium too. Geez, it's all happened here.
Yeah, I mean, it really has. I mean, it wouldn't have been on my bingo card to see someone flipping over the fence. I mean, that is some true Mark Webber action here at the Gold Coast. But, I mean, yeah, that is well, I don't want to say incredible, but it is pretty incredible to witness a car just absolutely flipping off into the distance, because it's not something that you usually see in a league race, Zach O'Reilly. But I guess that's what the big bangers bring to the table here at the Gold Coast, things that you've never seen before.
No, never. And that's what we like to see, though, from a commentary position. It's good to be in the commentary box watching that. If you're a driver doing something, you will be absolutely spewing. But I'll tell you what, Lachlan Grant, though, and Crowther, this is a good tussle here. 2 Holdens having a good old crack at each other. The final turn now to navigate. Who's going to come out the other side? This man does beautifully. So does Crowther. He gets on the 2nd gear. You can just see a kick into 2nd gear, and out he goes. And he's just given up a little bit of time there as Lachlan Grant, as he early shifted into that corner and out the other side. But now he's got the suck. This is a good little tussle. These guys are going at it. It's ever approaching now. It's getting closer and closer. But on the anchors, they have to go squirreling and tailing that thing into turn 1 goes Lee Crowther. He's just got a good exit there as well. So out the other side he comes. And I'll tell you what, Lachlan Grant is just fighting over P2 here. This is great for his championship position here as well. He's way down. This is our season 1 winner in Lachlan Grant on your screen, giving it to the very best of him in Lee Crowther here at the moment. And he's just giving him a hurry up, because those soft compound tyres of Lachlan Grant's, Lindsay, are a lot quicker than these mediums, but it's about being consistent. And if he can keep this pace up, I'll tell you what, Birdman will 100% have something to defend for coming into the dying moments of this race, and it could be on now.
Yeah, so here we go. Grant on the outside, and he's trying to make the move here on Lee Crowther, who's already on the defense here. So this is going to be quite an interesting battle as they head through this next twisty section here of circuit. And it's all about grip here, mechanical grip, and that is exactly what Lachlan Grant has as they continue now into the next hairpin. So this is going to be a critical exit, and Lockie Grant going aggressive on the way in. I think Crowther checked up a bit more than Grant would have expected, and now through the exit, that's actually played Crowther dividends, because he is now able to hold on through the exit. In fact, he got a slingshot off of the corner compared to Lockie Grant. Now, chicane, such a difficult section to tackle, as we've seen over the course of the night. We've seen multiple cars flipping, locking up, and whatever you want to say has happened here has probably happened here, as Lockie Grant avoiding any sort of walls or flipping action, and he'll continue to close in here on Lee Crowther. But these two getting ready to go hammer and tong, and I think this battle will go to the end.
It will go to the end here, because they're really on the same compound on the same strategy, really. Pitted at different times, but the tyres will be just as dead as each other in terms of the wear as well. So you can have a nice consistent medium compound underneath you, but that thing gets a bit slippery if you slide it too much. Then you got this soft one. You have to be super direct, super consistent, lap after lap after lap. and to maintain that pace as well. And it looks like Lachlan Grant has just got the advantage on the brakes here because that was really deep there from Crowther. Crowther is now just under a bit of pressure. Lachlan Grant does the wise thing, brakes a bit earlier. This is good stuff. Now he powers it out the other side. He'll try to get it over this curb and out the other one. He nearly punts the rear end as well. That was very, very close indeed. This is incredible racing. Look at them two go. This is now the time where Lachlan Grant can get the power down early. He does so, but Birdman's got a better exit. Oh, sliding and slipping his way out, all crushed up and counter-steered out of the final corner. This is now going to give Lachlan Grant the perfect opportunity that he needs. They both mashed a gear there. Birdman's gone wide, but he hasn't gone wide enough. This is now overlap coming into turn one. Who's going to blink first here? Oh, it's going to be Grant who does so. Birdman's going to go a little bit hot into here. Can he get it pulled up? He can't. He just gets it all stalled and out the other side. Here comes Lachlan Grant on the outside. He's going to go the long way around here, trailer park girl style. He'll go for the switchback here. No, he touches Birdman, who got all crossed up himself. Oh my goodness me, I've pressed the wrong key there. This is unbelievable from Lee Crowther. He's just defending and defending, but here comes Lachlan Grant. This is a good little battle. They're going to have to go single file here into the chicane as well, but Lachlan Grant is just hounding him. You can see the approach into there. Look. Oh, Birdman again. Oh no, Birdman's out, and he's flipped it, and he's absolutely collected Lachlan Grant, who's come through somehow unscathed out of that one. The Birdman is licking his wounds there, and that is P2 inherited for Lachlan Grant. He'll be absolutely stoked as a goat there over that one, and Crowther has to lick his wounds with possibly a damaged car, Lindsay. Oh, geez Louise, how can you write that script?
That is, that is absolutely diabolical stuff here in this race. That's what 3 cars flipped inside this one now. And I mean, Crowther was lucky that actually when he hit back into Lockie Grant, that he actually sort of collected himself, and instead of flipping the whole way, he went back up onto his 4 wheels. But that was just sensational stuff. And yeah, that is definitely a way to take the chicane. I don't know if it's the way to take the chicane, Zach O'Reilly. I'm not a man of much expertise here on the Gold Coast, but I think after what we've seen, that's probably not the way you want to go about it. But yeah, Lee Crowther into the pit lane, as you would expect here. He's probably got a lot of damage on that car, and that allows Virgo to inherit 4th position. So that is incredible stuff for Andrew Ferguson. He's up into the top 4 with 6 minutes to go. So as long as, and he's potentially going for the podium now on the inside here of Jason McFadden. There's a lot of contact there. He's just given him the door and said, get out of the way, son. But it's not happening because McFadden's trying to take the place back now as they're gonna go side by side. I'll get the word out eventually as they continue through this next section of the racetrack here. And this is a tricky part to go side by side, and he can't get alongside and get the move done. So after the contact, he wasn't able to solidify the move. But this battle far from over. 5.5 minutes to go. McFadden versus Fergo for the last podium place here, Zach O'Reilly. This is going to be exciting stuff.
Good stuff here between these two. Good exchange there, and McFadden just got the old karma bus put back on Fergo because he just slapped him out of the way into turn 3, and then he got the old train out the other side and said, nah, I'm going to keep going. But those 2 tyres on the rear end of those cars, or even on the right-hand side, will be hot as anything at the moment. Dodgy Vindaloo style, in fact, because once you heat those soft compound tyres up from one slide, they are super slippery. That is for sure. So McFadden survives. Fergo trying to get that podium place. He wants a 1st and a 3rd tonight. There's Andrew Ferguson. I can guarantee you that one, but he's going to have to do it again. A 20.2 is the difference. And look at McFadden all crossed up. He goes straight through the chicane there. So lucky surviving there for him. He just survives one more time, but that's going to give Fergo a bit of confidence as well. Underneath the brakes, he's going to be okay with that one. Seeing that happen, he knows that the man in front of him is struggling for rear end grip into a lot of heavy braking zone. So a good little battle here. Good in anticipation for the end of this one. We've got 4 minutes and 20 to go out of 45 minutes. They've done 41 already. Now they've just got to navigate through this one safely. Goodness me, McFadden. That was so close. The cars are about 70, 80 degrees on the tip angle every time they go through there. Fergo now, Lindsay, is just putting the old slow burn, I would say, on the mental brain here of McFadden as they come through the final 4 minutes of this race.
Yeah, and I think pressure is critical here on the Gold Coast. We've seen that already. We've seen so many mistakes. We've seen cars literally flipping over. So if you can apply a bit of pressure, there is the potential that the car in front of you might go flipping as well, and hopefully you just don't get collected. If not, they might go straight on, lock up or otherwise. We've already seen that out of Jason in this one. So 3.5 minutes to go. The mental game is absolutely critical. It always is in racing, but at a street circuit like this, with such aggressive curbs, such aggressive cars, it becomes all the more important. And staying stable and staying confident in your ability is absolutely the most important part. And Fergo seems to be a little bit more confident than McFadden at the moment. He's just sitting behind because he knows that he has the time. And look at that. He's so much later on the brakes and still gets a good drive off the corner as well. He's just superior at the moment at this late stage of the race.
He is indeed, but I reckon that little bit of a bump in the front bonnet of Andrew Ferguson's car is just not giving him the suck that he needs down the front straightaway too. And there goes Mark C skipping through it again. So do these boys. That was so aggressive there from McFadden. Goodness me. And here comes Fergo now. He's going to go. No, he won't go for the move. He thought about it for half a second there and thought twice. So good patience there from Andrew Ferguson. Out the other side he comes. McFadden survives a little slide on the exit of the fourth chicane there. Nearly slapped the wall. That was a bee's dick, in fact, between the two of them coming together, a la car versus wall. And now Fergo is just trying to gallop a little bit more momentum. As we said, this mental jiu-jitsu is just happening to and fro, up and down the racetrack here from these two. They get one corner right. It sort of seems like here at the moment that Fergo's probably talking like George Russell, a la Formula One, going, oh, he's just fast in all the right places. And it's probably the thing here for McFadden. He's got it right. Fergo's got it right. But at the point, who's going to blink first through the final chicane? We don't. Well, the first iteration of 1, 2, 3, 4 chicanes, we'll find out. But we're at 2 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, and he's gone for a send, and McFadden's crossed it all up himself, and there goes Fergo. He's got the job done on McFadden. This is going to be too much overlap, I would say, here, unless Fergo just doesn't have the pace down the straightaway. It looks like they're both going through these kinks, but it's going to be Fergo into third place and takes that position off McFadden. He'll be spewing about that. Will Jace got himself all crossed up, and there goes McFadden again. Just survives there, crosses himself up, skips the old chicane himself, and Fergo has inherited a podium. What a night here for Andrew Ferguson. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, this guy's been through it all. He's got a race win, had to fight his way back through. He was in 8th or 9th place in the opening laps of this race, and he's come down to the final minute and 18, Lindsay Muddle, and he's got a third. This is a good night here for the Fergo household.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic stuff, and that was all about the patience, and what a dummy he sold as well. I've never seen a dummy get sold so well, and McFadden just fell for it in its entirety. But as Whistler's had a moment there, lost out to Dino Hanley, who's up into the top 6, Zach O'Reilly. What a drive this is from Dean Hanley, from pit lane to P6 here over the course of 45 minutes, as long as he keeps it out of the wall. That is incredible. Mental toughness basically here at the Gold Coast. He's not really had too much wheel-to-wheel racing, but he's just driven and found himself in the right spot. So that is really my drive of the night here, Zach O'Reilly. That is incredible stuff. But Fabian Fitness is leading by 10.5 seconds. However, I will note that he did lose about 4 seconds over the course of 2 laps over the last 2. He was leading by about 14.5 seconds. So I'd love to know what went on there, but it's probably just going to come down to something about traffic. But Fabian Fitness, probably one more to go in this one, and then he'll be home free. This is incredible driving here from Fab.
Yeah, it is. He crosses the line with 6 seconds to go. So it's one more time here, Daft Punk style, for Fabian Fitness, as he is gallivanting out in front by 10.5 seconds over Lachlan Grant. They're in second place. He crosses the line now. That's the gap effectively in the old time. So a very nice showing here from Fabian. We'll get back to him as his lap finishes very soon. Lachlan Grant just has a mare into turn 1, so he skips that one as well, but no harm done or foul at least. A good showing there from Dean Hanley, as you said there, Lindsay. We're going to have to get a quick vote at the end of this one for driver of the day. But next closest battle on track is the Chef Man on a set of softs versus Captain Kirk, who has had it all come his way as captain in that green and black Falcon as well this night. But a top 10 for Captain Kirk is good. I'll tell you what, the chef here wants to get that one back, so he can say he got a top 10 for his Sunday night, and he will, because there goes the captain. Oh my goodness me.
That's the second
How many times has this guy done it tonight? Goodness gracious me. Second, I reckon, is about the 200th time there for captain. And there goes the chef into P10, inherited. Lovely stuff from him. But we've got to cross here to the man of the moment. This is your race 2 winner, Fabian Fitness, ladies and gentlemen. He has come through by an absolute barnstormer and said, I'll be clean, I'll be hassle-free, I'll get through all the nonsense, and I will take the win here and secure my championship lead to Fabian Fitness. P1 in the feature Goodness gracious me, that was scenes beyond recognition there. He will be stoked with that one. Clean, mean, and fast there from the green-eyed monster, Fabian Fitness. Well done.
That was an incredible drive from Fabian. He just drove out the front, and that was incredible driving from Fabs. I mean, I did say I thought he made the right strategy call, but by that margin, that's not just strategy. That is the driver himself as well, making the difference, and everybody else making mistakes while he continued to just drive on. Lockie Grant as well had a great drive. Fergo, with the impressive patience in his fight with McFadden, sold the dummy well, managed to get third position, so that's your podium. McFadden then just about fell off the podium places at the end, just fell under the pressure of Fergo. Couldn't continue to pressure. Barber as well, getting 5th position. But then comes my driver of the night, Dino Hanley, from pit lane to P6 after a terrible moment off of the start. And that is just incredible from Dean Hanley. And take a bow, because that is really impressive there, at least for me. He's my driver of the night. What about you, Zach O'Reilly?
We'll get to that in a second there, Lindsay Muddle, because Birdman has crossed the line for 7th after having it all his way and then not in race 1, and then has to settle for 7th in race 2. What could have been there for this big man, Lee Crowther? Whistler gets 8. That's a cracking result from him. Doc Elliott gets 9th, and the chef, his teammate, gets 10th place as well. Captain Kirk, just the destruction master of the evening. If we had one, we give it to him. Rob Priest will be very, very happy with that 12th place for him. Very, very nice indeed. That's a very, very good position from him at his standards. Hornby gets 13th. Richard King gets 14th place. The beat me drum of Whistler's teammate gets 15th. Mark C. been in and out of all the blue flaggers tonight with the blue car as well, and he's done a good job of that, 16th. And then Magson is your second last finisher with Mr. James Cowie toughing it out there for 20th place. Had a couple of casualties, Holyoke, Grand and Boac as well. But time for our driver of the day nomination, and it does go to one Dean Hanley. This man has been on the charge all night, and from whatever racing background you're from, if you can be a lap down and then come through and get a top 10, you are singing to the high heavens, let alone a top 6. Beautiful drive from him as well. Very, very nicely done, and your misso will be happy as that. Fabian Fitness has just given a super chat to us as well. Thank you very much, Fabian. We'll get to you right about now. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner for the feature. Fabian Fitness, take a bow. And that championship lead is looking pretty spicy indeed, and the lead will be a little bit bigger than what it was the last time around, Lindsay.
Yep, and that is exactly what he will want after that race 1. He had an impressive drive in race 1 as well, but he did make a mistake at the end of the day, and he decided to make amends for that mistake by just putting 10 seconds on everybody, and that is what Fabian does. He's very resilient out there on the racetrack.
He does indeed, and he will be in this championship for a long time as well. Don't you worry about that. Well, big congratulations to Mr. Fabian Fitness. A big congratulations to Andrew Ferguson. That's not his car. He's parked inside another one perfectly. That's Brody Barber. But Fergo gets 1st and a 3rd tonight. The most consistent performer for Shaw. McFadden will be happy with that. He's already gone. There is your haircut for a top 5. He'll be very, very happy with that too. Another masterful performance from Masterton Holmes. There you go. That's my favourite livery on the track as well. That is a rip snorter. Just perfectly balanced between old and new, and it looks an absolute treat. But that's about it for us here tonight at Simsational TV. Thank you to Fabian Fitness for the super chat as well, and good on everyone in the chat there for joining along with us here. Kirsty, Brendan, Fabian also in there as well. Brody Barber was in there too. Ron Marshall, good to see you. Shawnee North Picks Productions as well, to name a few. Shawnee Doyle, I mean, not Shawnee North. And Michelangelo, the artist, in there as well. And a very big thank you to my co-commentator here tonight, Lindsay Masterclass Muddle. A very, very nice performance from you as well. And thank you for joining in, good sir.
No worries. It's been a good night.
Has been a belter. What a round to just rock up to. Doing nothing on the Sunday night, and you just rock up and action aplenty. And I hope you all are entertained out there as well in viewership land. Thank you to all of our name rights sponsors here at Simsational TV, ARD Importing, Simulator Driver Training, Speed Nation, and Bilko Pack out there as well, and our supporters in the Patreon and our super chatters throughout every stream. Thank you very much for having us tonight and being there. But there can only be one winner of the feature, and that was Fabian Fitness. And there can only be one winner in the broadcasting department, and that's us here at Simsational TV. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, here at Simsational TV, It's a good afternoon, good evening, and good night from you all. We'll see you next week again for a beautiful iteration of broadcasting here at your home of motorsport, broadcasting in the Simland, Simsational TV. But until now, I've been Zach O'Reilly. You're not. Lindsay Muddle puts the M in MasterCard and McDonald's. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. As the wizard says, don't fucking miss it.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.